we have seen. Okay, and day two, actually, we have seen some Beamer presentation. So it is similar to our Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. And today, actually, since yesterday I could not be able to complete it, today we will complete that Beamer portion, and then we will start with the text graphics. Okay, so text graphics, it is helpful in draw. It can be considered similar to a drawing tool. Okay, so like a drawing tool, we can see it in that Word as well as in the presentations. We can see it, right? So the same type of tool which is available in the latex is Tix uh, uh, actually Tix package. Actually, it is not a class, it is a Tix package. So with this package, actually they are trying to make some drawings, and which may be useful in attaching some figures or drawing some figures or drawing some hierarchies or making some animations and all. We can do it. So first let me continue with the Beamer presentation. um, so let me share the screen first. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you. So like this is our actually I have already shown you how to open a TextWorks or the TextWork editor and how to run it. So I have some frames, like I have some slides which I have not slides, frames. I have prepared it earlier. Actually, since we have seen these things earlier, like yesterday, so I have just made it prepared. So in the Beamer, we will be using some class, that is Beamer class we will be using. So it starts with the document class Beamer, and then we will have a document environment, and within the document environment we will be having a frame environment. Okay, and within the frame environment, with whatever the things we want to say, like for example, we want to have some itemize some kind of enumerate and figures as well as some tables, we can include it in the frame, right? So yesterday class we have seen the. So today class what we will see is we will see that overall very like overall theme, how we can make some variation in the frame appearance. Okay, so and the last time also I have told you, like I have inserted some pictures over here. Okay, so by using the include graphics. Okay, so this is the command for including a picture. So include graphics and the size of the picture in on the name of the picture. Okay, P1 with is the name of a picture. And for commands, it will be starting with the backslash. And for options means for enhancing the commands, we will be using some options. So options will be within a square bracket, and whatever the function name or text will be available within the curly bracket. Okay, so this is the general structure of a command, latex command in all these courses. Okay, so if it is in a square bracket, we have to confirm that it is the options. Okay, and so here I have included some graphics. So my graphics, my pictures are present in a separate folder. So I'm trying to include a folder's path here. Okay, using a graphics path, I have included some path here. So this is a one picture folder here, and inside the picture folder, I'm having some another text picture. Today I want to show you. So these pictures I have included. So these folders I have included in it. Okay. So that the pictures we can be collectively have it in a folder, and then we can share it in different frames whenever it is needed. Okay. So this is what all about this graphics, including graphics. And we can include our graphics package also. But since I have not included the figure environment, I have not included the graphics package. Okay, still it can run it. Okay, so actually these are empty pages because first two frames are empty pages. So these two are empty pages. I have created it. And now we can see some of the things like today I want to include some pictures. Like we have included some pictures, right? But now we want to include some kind of a multimedia, like some videos or audios we want to include it. Then we can use some graphics called we can use some packages called movie 50. Actually, there is a package called multimedia package. It is inbuilt, but since we are using a PDF, Acrobat PDF, since I am using some Acrobat PDF, it is not opening up. Okay, but it is running, but it is not opening up. So I have tried some different package, because Acrobat Reader, it will allow only some files to be attached with it. Okay, and for that, actually, we need some separate package. So here I'm using some package, use package. So it starts with use package. And within the curly bracket, the package name we have to include. Here I'm using movie 50. There is a package called movie 50. So I'm including some package of movie 50. And I'm trying to include a figure. And while using a multimedia, actually there is a separate commands for including those medias, like for attaching these movies or sound files. We can do it separate with the separate commands. But since this is a package which was developed apart from the latex, so we have to use it within the environment of uh, figures. Okay, so within the environment of figures, we have to use it. So let me start with the environment of figure. Because their packages such that it is appearing within the figure package. Okay. So I have included the figure environment here, and then I will be trying to include include the file. Okay, so for that I have to use the backslash include movie, and the option for that, and then I can include my file. So I have a file like here you can see that. Here you can see that my movie file is here. So I'm trying to attach it here, attach it with that name, flowers.mp4. It is an MP4 file. So I'm attaching it with MP4 file. And then if I want to have some, like I need to mention like what is the height and what is the width of that screen. Okay, so I am mentioning like a 6 centimeter versus 6 centimeter. Okay, and since I want to display as a poster, like I am displaying as a poster here. Okay, so let me run it. So it has been attached. It is not showing here, but if you're seeing the original PDF file, okay, so that is a PDF viewer. It is not a PDF reader actually. So my if I'm seeing it from here, okay, so I'm making it allow to open this file. Here it is being attached. Okay, so it is taking a lot of time, but you can see that it is being attached here. And you can see that in the attachment also, it is being that the file, whatever we have mentioned it is being attached to that Acrobat reader. So whenever we want to present something, it automatically we need not have the video file separately, because it is being attached with the PDF itself. So it is easy for us to actually, you can see that it is running. Okay, so we need not separately carry the video files. It can be attached with it, and it is up to the size of the videos. It is limited by this Acrobat reader. So accordingly you can use it. If you are purchasing a subscribed version of PDF, then you can attach more number of files, as well as different types of files also you can attach it. Okay, so this is how the movie videos multimedias can be attached using this movie 15. Movie 15, it is trying to use a figure package, and within the figure package, actually it is embedding that movie file. Okay, so that's why we are trying to use it in the movie file, like a figure file. Okay, so this is how Okay, let me remove it because it is taking a lot of time to attach it and then run it. So I'm just removing this one. Okay. Because whenever the contents as well as the attachments file sizes are increasing, then the runtime is also increasing. Okay, so the compiling time is also increasing. So let me remove that. And now let us go with the themes. Okay, so how we can see that it is like empty, right? So to make it default themes, let me use some themes here by using use theme. Okay, so these are whatever today I'm going to teach you. It is most probably it is will be in the principal section only. Okay, so it is in the it will be lying in the not principal, like a preamble section only. Okay, so it will be lying in the preamble. Preamble means before this document environment. Okay, so it means that it is applied to whole of the documents or whole of the frames here. So use theme. So let me use some theme of um, Versa. The Corsa is a default, there are inbuilt theme of the latex, so I'm using that one. So earlier you can see that it is a it is a plain frame or a plain slides, but now it is like a this, where are this? Okay, okay. Actually, this is not closed. That's why it is showing us some error here. Actually, the PDF, it needs to be closed, otherwise it will show error because it will not get updated. Here you can see that there is a change in the theme of the slides. Okay, so you can vary the theme by using the use theme. And here there are some default themes are there. So I have provided in after this class, I will be providing you the file. So in that file, you can see that there are some different um, themes are available. So let me use this Berlin. First letter should be kept at a. It is case sensitive. Latex is a case sensitive, so be careful with your cases. So now you can see that there is a variation in the theme of your frames. Okay, so this is how the theme is being used. And if you want to use some color themes, okay, so I'm using some. I want to use some different colors for this one itself. Then I can use color theme. Okay, so color themes I can use. Okay, and also I can use some font sizes. Okay, so I'm running it in a single go. Okay, and if I want to have some font variations, then I can use some font themes. You can see that the colors has been varied. Okay, so you can type its title. It was earlier it was a thick one, but now it becomes a variable. The font family becomes the serif. and that's why like it is not bold also. Okay, so based on that different color themes also you can use it, but it is not. You can see that there is a, like a because of this rows of color theme, the title of that becomes a light blue color over there. Okay, so by using some use theme color themes or font themes, you can change the font as well as the themes of the entire slides. Okay, so this can be considered as a master command, so that you can change for the entire slides. And actually you can have your own, or like you can prepare your own master slide also, which I will be taking you in the in the day 4 class. Okay, but today we will see only about whatever the default it is available. Okay, so for varying the overall overall theme as well as the colors, we are using those default command only. Okay. And suppose if I want to, because like you can see that there are so many slides are there, but I want to include some only few slides. Okay. For that, what I have to do is like each and every frame, I have to label it. Okay. By using label option. Okay. So there is a label option is here. So you can use the label option, and then I can name some different frames. And then for showing only few slides, because from some slides we will be keeping for our reference. Okay, so some slides we may be taking like we may be trying to show it in the some other occasions. Okay, but as of now we don't want to remove it. Then for that one you can use a command called include frames. Okay, include only frames, include only frames. The frame numbers I have written like frame 1, frame 2. Okay, so let me write as frame 4 only. Okay, so I need only frame 4 only. Okay, so if I'm running it again, you can see only the fourth frame is being appeared in this presentations or in the PDF. Okay, so only that one you can take it out. Okay, so suppose if you want to have some if you are referring something and you are writing some notes, then it need not be shown in the presentation. Then you can use this command of include frames. Okay. And also the order of the frame also can be changed. Okay, I have included frame 4, after that frame 2. Okay, so the order has also been changed here. Okay, so this is how it can be done. Okay, and next we will see about including a title pages. Okay, so I will just remove it. For commenting, actually you can use the percentage symbol. So I'm commenting this command. And if you want to include some title pages, okay, so either what you can do is you can write your in the title page your name, the name of the presentations, everything will be coming there. Okay, so either you can include it in the frame, begin frame, end frame, or you can design your title pages and in the before your presentations, and you can change the titles as a now and then. Okay, for changing the title now and then, what you have to do is you have to use it in the commands. You have to use it in the preamble only. Okay, so for that we can have like for example, if you want to include some title, so you can have a title command, title. So let me present let me give some name of this title. Okay, so name of the title I have given. And if I want to mention the author's name, then I can mention author name. Okay, and if I want to mention the institute name, then I can mention the institute name. And if I want to include a date, and either I can mention a date, okay, by using a command of this one, okay, and I can make some date, whatever the future date I would want to present it, then I can do it, okay, by writing like a 26 April 2024. Okay, otherwise I can write today also. Okay, so let me complete this one. After that, let me complete this date. With the date I will run it. Okay, so with this one, like I need to only I need to type title page. Okay. So you can see that my every like author name as well as the title, the date, everything is being present over here. Okay, so like here actually, what is the advantage of this means, like if you want to have some in the like you can have it in a folder. Okay, and then you want to change something else, you need not go into the folder and you need not search for the frames and all. Okay, so before in hand, like you can have it one slide outside and then you can change from there, so that every presentation will be changing. Okay, so if you are linking with that, every presentations, your titles, everything will be changing. Okay, so that is the advantage of that one. And if you want to like you don't know the date and you want to run it, like I'm ready with my presentation but I want to have it at any date. Okay, then I can mention it today. If I'm running today, then the date of your computer will be automatically uploaded here, like. You can see that date of the presentation, it is automatically getting uploaded there. Okay, so with the title page itself, it is getting uploaded. Actually, we can even remove it. Actually, earlier we used to have today in the preamble, then only it was showing some date. But now even with the title page, it is showing some date of today's date. Okay, uh, so without using a today date. Okay, suppose if I want to use a like in my presentation, if I want to show some dates, then I can use slash today. Okay, so in the preamble it need not be used. Okay, and now if I, okay, that's all about your title pages. And the options of the frames I have already told you. Like if I want all my presentations to be at the top, then I can mention T, and these are some of the options I have told you already. And if I want to shrink the content, then also I can shrink it. So it is getting being topped at the top. Okay, so it is being aligned at the top. Okay, and if I want to shrink the content, then I can do with this also, shrink by using shrink command. I can use it with some value. That factor you can give. So since this content is not overflowing, like it has not been reduced, but it will be shrinking to the factor whatever we have provided. Okay, so this is all about this options of frame alone. Okay, so earlier I have told you about some like uh, I have told you about some settings based on in the preamble itself, for display settings in the preamble. Okay, so that whole all the frames will be implementing it. But if I want to have only with the frame related, only for a particular frame, I want to have some settings, then I can do with the options of the frame. Okay, so I can do with the options of the frame. Okay, so now if I want to have some title page, like I want to have some like whatever the contents or whatever the titles of this one, I need to be displayed as a in the content page. So for that, I have to use title of contents slash title of contents. sorry, not title, table, sorry. This table of contents, I can produce it. So here you can see that in the title page, there is no contents are not available in this particular slide. For that, what we can do is like we can include some sections so that it will be available in the table of contents. Okay. So if I'm trying to include it, okay. So for example, here I want to include some section here, section, and the section name of that one, electrical. You can see that there is like a in the table of contents, you can see that the sections names are being displayed here. Okay, so you can put it in a separate page, separate frame also. Otherwise, you can include it since I have included in the first slide. It is being shown there. Okay, so if I'm including sections, then it will automatically goes there. And if I'm clicking over to that section, then automatically the link is going to that particular section. Okay, so this is the use of a section in the frames. Okay, and in case of documents, I will let you know on day 4. Okay, so what is the use of the section? But here the use of the section is to link to that particular page. Okay, so you can use the subsection also. Okay, section, subsection also you can use it. Okay, so I'm not using it now, but you can use it. And the next one is suppose if I want to have, so not, I don't want like this kind of a theme to be printed out. Okay, I want to take some printouts. Okay, then I can use some handouts. Okay, so for using the handouts, I need to use some packages. Okay, so I need to use some package of this, and let us use package PDF pages. Okay, so I need to take it a printout. So I have to use a PDF. So I'm using some PDF package, and then I have to use a layout. Okay, so PDF page layout, page layout. And I how many slides with for in a paper? I need two on one. Okay, so if I need to have two slides in one single page, then uh, I can I can write like this. Okay. Okay, I have to write the pages also. PDF pages use layout. PGF, not PDF, PGF. Okay, actually there is showing some error here, but it was working fine earlier. So let me skip off this command. And okay, so after this, let us see what is the transition for this. So okay, in presentations we have some transitions, and here also we can use it, but here we can use only the predefined transitions only. And if you want to have some new transitions, then you can use some packages, or you can create by your own. Okay, so let me if write some for each and every frames I have to write what is the transition I needed. Okay, so for example, for this frame I'm recording some transition of this one. Okay, so for transition, actually I can write only the command of that. Okay, so nothing else, like a backslash trans dissolve, some kind of a transition is there. Okay, so and similarly for the next slide, I'm using transpose. Okay, okay, so I can see the transition only from my PDF presentations only. Okay, so I have included the section, so it is being included in the bookmarks. Okay, so another advantage is if you are using some section, then you can see that the section section titles will be available in the bookmark. It is easy to take those pages. Okay, and now we have to look into the transition. So I'm using some Control L for the full screen mode. Okay, you can see that earlier it was without transition. Okay, now you can see that there is some transition here. Okay, trans dissolve I have used, so there was some variation here, and here I have used some transpose, that's why it is pushing here, and here also I have used trans dissolve. Okay, so these are this is about the transitions. So let us conclude with this, the beamer present, like with the beamer we will conclude it, and we will go with the ticks. Okay, and okay, so we will go with the ticks. And actually for the with the beamer we have to go with the frames, begin frame, end frame, and then we have to use some commands for a whole all the for all over the frames. We have to use it in the preamble. If you want a frame by size, then you have to go with the frame in the inside the frame, or in the options of the frame you have to do it. Okay, so other things we have we have seen it earlier yesterday also, other commands of beamer as well as documents. So with this one I will complete with the beamer. So let me go with this ticks. Okay, so for the ticks, actually let me remove all these things. Yeah, before that, let me show you what are the things I'm going to discuss with you with the ticks. Okay. So actually, we are going to see about the we will be seeing about this circuit diagram, how to draw it in the ticks. Okay, since I'm electrical engineer, I'm interested in drawing some electrical circuits. So let us see how to draw with the ticks, how to draw this circuit diagrams. Okay, and also it's a kind of a block diagram. The same thing like a same circuit diagram I have incorporated in a block diagram. So let us see how it can be done with the block diagrams, and some kind of a state flow. Actually, this is not exact state flow, but I have tried to make a simple sort of pictures, like a simple flow. I was doing this one. Okay, so this is not a exact state diagram, Okay, but it is some kind of that. Okay, and some trees also we can see it. Okay, so let me start with the circuit diagram first. So let me remove all these beamer presentations things. For drawing ticks, actually, I can use, I will rename it something so that I want to show you the pictures again. So for drawing, actually ticks, it is not a class. Actually, it was not a class. It was not defined in the original latex. So it is defined as a package. Okay. So it can be used in the beamer or it can be used in the article class. Okay. So article class we were using for a document purpose. Okay. And document preparation purpose. So we can use the ticks package in the article or we can use it in the beamer. So let me start with the article and then I'll show you like with the beamer. So the same article and also we have some document environment. Within the document environment only, we are going to write our things. And since I have told you like we have to use a package, so I'm using some package, use package. Okay, so use package, I'm using some ticks package. So TIKZ. Okay, so TIKZ is the spelling of the ticks. So this ticks package I'm going to use with the article class. And if there is some addition, because the ticks also will have some set of commands of its own. If it needs to be downloaded from the other things, we will not include a package, but we will be downloading with the help of the libraries. Okay, so that is a level of the latex programming structures. Okay, so first is the class. Within the class actually we can have the packages, we can pull it from different packages, and within the package we will have some libraries. Okay, so ticks usually it will pick the other commands from outside using the library. So I'm using a ticks package. After that I'll show you like how the libraries can be used. And here also, like since it is a article class, and I need to mention some different environment because ticks it is a graphic, so I have to make it as a different environment. So I have to use a ticks package, ticks picture environment. Okay, so I'm using some ticks picture environment. For the environment, I have to use begin. Okay, so begin ticks picture and end ticks picture. Okay. So actually, this ticks package, it is a set of code. Okay, so it is a set of code, but this code will not appear in your document, but it will be appearing as a graphs. Okay, it will be appearing as a shapes. Okay, so for that actually till now there is no rule to use any semicolons for the commands of in the documents. If you are using, for example, if I'm using some title, I'm using some only this has title. Okay, there is no need of semicolons. Okay, so there is no need of semicolons for the latex command or beamer command. But if you are using the text picture, it is a separate environment since it is a code. Okay, so I need to use a semicolons. Okay, so it is a compulsory that I need to include code. Actually, I need to include a semicolon there. Okay, and also one thing like I would like to say that the stick picture, what it will do is it will take it will take occupy some space by default. Okay, and from then it will be start drawing and it will divide it, you have to consider as a graph. Okay, from the graph only you are trying to draw whatever the things you need it. Okay, so it will works like a graph only because it is a vector graph, it is designed based on the vector graph. So you have to consider as a coordinate axis and xy axis, and you have to give a commands based on this xy axis, then only you can draw the pictures. Okay, so first, for example, now I am going to make some point at the 0, 0 point. Okay, so I'm at the coordinate of 0, 0. I'm going to make some point. So for that, what I have to do is like I have to write a command of fill draw. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle. Okay, so otherwise I will mention like draw 0, comma 0. So coordinates, I have to use a round brackets. Okay. So in the course, you can see that different brackets has different meanings. The square bracket, it has the meaning of options. We are having the options to be filled there. And the round brackets in the text picture, it is used for mentioning the coordinates. And in case of like a curly bracket, we can use some text or some other commands also, we can type it. Okay. So here I will write circle. Yeah, I have told you, I just forgot it. Like the semicolon, because of there is no semicolon, it is showing some error. Okay, so I'm just running it again. Now you can see that since I have used the articles, now there is no frames. The articles A4, like a default size is A4 size. So A4 size, in the A4 size, I have marked 00. Okay, so it has considered that particular point as 00. From there, actually, it is going to draw some graphs, or like it is going to draw some shapes. Okay, so you can see that I have mentioned it is a circle. So you have to draw. Draw means it is making like as if you can consider like you have a pen. Okay, so if you are having a pen and then if you are writing, then like you can see that if the draw from the point of starting point to the end point, it will make some line. Okay, that's why it was mentioned like a draw. So in that one, you can see that circle with the dimension of 2.2 is being drawn at 0.00%. Okay, so now if you want to fill it, I just want to have some colors, then instead of draw, I can have this fill also. Fill means it is just only coloring. It makes some colorings. Okay. So you can see that it is making some colors. There is some it may be looking some kind of error, but you can see that in the original PDF there is no error. Okay. So that is a like a whatever we have seen earlier, it is a viewer only, PDF viewer only. It is not a just reader or the sophisticated software for that. That's why it is not showing clearly. But you can see here that there is no error in this dots. Okay, in this fill. Okay, but you can see that there is error in the fill here. Okay, so it is not that much sophisticated. That's why it is showing some errors. Okay, so in the picture pictorial view. Okay. And so for filling, actually, I have made it color. Okay, you can write fill draw also. Okay, so it will have the same effect. Draw means outer line it will draw. Fill means it is going to color. Now you are only coloring it. You are not drawing the outline. But if you want to do both the coloring as well as the outer outline, then you have to write a fill draw. You can see that it is getting filled as well as it is being drawn. Okay, so this is how this points we can make it. And if you want to make some other points, then what you can do is like you can paste it and let me make some other points there. Okay, so if I'm making 1 comma 0, it is making some 1 comma 0. 1 comma 0 means it is one, default is 1 centimeter. Okay, default is 1 centimeter. But if you want to mention as a point, then you have to mention a pt, or if you want to mention as a millimeter, then you have to write a mm. Okay, or some other way, some other spacing also you can provide it. But as of now, we are going to use pt for point as well as mm for millimeter, and cm for centimeter. But in case of a coordinate, you need not mention centimeter, because automatically its default is 1 centimeter only. Okay, so distance between is 1 centimeter only. So for drawing or anything, actually you need to mention the coordinates, and then only we can draw it. Okay, so for example, if I want to make it some colorings, okay, then I have to put it in the option. Okay, so you can see that you like options, we can mention it red color. Okay, so you can see here like we are using some different kinds of brackets: the square brackets for the options, round bracket for the coordinates, and the curly brackets, which we are going to use it in the next commands. Actually, that there we can use it. You can see that that curly bracket is used to give some commands or some scopes or some text. We can provide it within. curly bracket. Okay, so now what we can do is, like, we have drawn it and we can see that the color of the point has been changed. Okay, so the options has been written over here. Okay, and if I want to have some instead of a circle, I want to have some rectangle. Okay, so okay, now let me draw some draw and fill it. Okay, let me draw some rectangle. So for rectangle, what I have need is it's the starting point as well as the ending point. Okay. So for circle, I need only the radius of that. Okay. So the radius, the 2 point is the radius. So with the 2 point, I can draw it. But since in a rectangle, I need two coordinate points. So I can mention some coordinate points. So I will mention 0, 1, comma 1. You can see that it is filled with black. So let me remove this fill. And if I'm drawing, then you can see that rectangle. You can see that there is a rectangle here. Okay. So this is how it is being drawn. You have to mention a starting point as well as the ending point and the shape of the diagram. Okay. Whereas in case of a circle, you need only the center point as well as the radius. You can imagine that you, as if you are having a pen and you are trying to draw as per your geometry of your max. Okay. So in the geometry max also, like only the center and radius will be given, then you will be making some drawings. Okay, similarly here also we need to instruct it. Okay, so that this is the center and this is the radius, like that only we can do it. Okay, so it is not being done like similar to our word. In the word we have the drawing tools, so you can pick up and you can draw it, right? Pick it up and you can draw it. And there it is a user interface is there, but here it is everything is programming. So what is the use of this one? Like while drawing some simple diagrams, it is not, it is okay. But if you're like you can feel that the drawing tools is okay. But if you can see that if you want to draw some concentric shapes, okay, in Word, actually it is not possible because we don't have the coordinate. We cannot fix some point, center point, and then we cannot do some concentrics. Okay, but we can here we can do it. Okay, because we are using a coordinating system, so we can decide like what is the center. From the center we can use to draw some concentric circles or some other shapes also we can do it. We are doing it a minute level. Okay, so we are doing it a pixel level in this text presentation, sorry, text graphics. Okay, and so this is how this shapes are being drawn. Okay, so suppose if I want to check what is the grid, if I need to have some grid, because drawing like this, it becomes difficult for me. So if I want to have some grid and then if I'm drawing, it becomes easy for me so that I can trace it out. So for that, I need to use the same command draw and the step size of your grid. Okay, so it is 0.5 centimeter. And then the starting of your coordinates. Okay, so 0, comma 0. Okay, and then I am going to use the grid. Okay, grid as a command. Okay, so and the end point of my grid, because grid is like a rectangle, so I have to mention a starting point as well as the ending point, and we should not forget the semicolon. Okay, if the semicolon is not there, then it will show an error. Okay, again it is showing error. Okay, so it is not 0 point, it is not 0 point, it is 0, comma 0. You can mention the XY axis as well as XYZ also you can mention it. Okay. So I'm not showing it now, but you can try by yourself. So you can see that it is drawing some grid with a 002, 055. Okay. So there is a 1 centimeter, like a 0.5 centimeter gap. That's why like the red point is in 1, comma 0. That's why after two divisions, it is showing some showing the dot. Okay. So with the grid, actually, if you're feeling difficulty in drawing, then you can draw entire grid. Okay, the entire grid and in the paper. Okay, so entire grid you can draw it, and then you can start drawing. That will be become easy. Okay, easy for you to do. Okay, so that also you can do it. Okay, so as of now, like since I have done it earlier, like I'm not going to use the grid, but later stages you can use it. Okay, so now if I want to draw some lines, okay, so for drawing lines, what I have to use it, I'm using some draw means you are going to put a line. So let me use some colors, red color, because it is a grid is in black, so it is difficult for me to view. Okay, so red color, and I'm going to write the starting point of line. Okay, so starting point of my line is zero. Like let me put it 5, not 5. Let me put it 2, comma 3, and I am using some lines. Okay, so do two minus symbols. I have to use it for mentioning that it is a solid line. Okay, so solid line I'm going to use it, and then I am going to use some. Since it is 5, I will use some 4, comma 5. Again, I have forgot to put the semicolon. You can see that it is drawing some like a line from 2 comma 3 to 4 comma 5. Okay, so you can use some different colors also here, and then you can draw. And suppose if I want to draw some like I don't want to reach the point in a direct way, but I want to reach it in a perpendicular way, like right, like for example I want to go from 2 comma 3 to, I want to go from like 2 comma 3 to downstairs, like so like 2, this is 2 now. Sorry, this is 2. Okay, so let me draw it and then I'll show you. So if I want to draw some vertical line after that horizontal line, or horizontal line after vertical line, then I have to use a pipeline. Okay, so if I'm using a horizontal line and then vertical line, you can see that there is a L shape. Okay, so reaching here, first it will draw some vertical, sorry, first it will draw some horizontal line and then vertical line. Okay, so if I'm drawing in a reverse way, some if it is vertical line and then if it is a horizontal line, so you can see that it will draw a vertical line. After that, it will draw the horizontal line. So the symbol for this one is this, like you can use like this. Okay. And suppose if I want to write something in this picture, then what I can use it, I can use the word node. Okay. So instead of text, there is a like we will be writing as a node. Okay. So here, if I want to write it down, then I can write it whatever I needed. Some text I want to write it, words I want to write it, I can write it in the below and I can do it. Okay. That I can do it only after the text picture. Okay. But if I want to write some words in the picture itself, like in the grid itself or the text picture itself, then I need to use a draw node. Okay. So for that also I'm using some draw or node. I will use some node itself. Node. And the options you can do. Otherwise, I will leave the options, and I will draw like the location I need to write it. So instead of this, I will draw itself. Draw location. It is to find. Let me draw it with 3.5, comma 0. Okay. So the starting point of that word, and then the word is like the words. Here, let me have some word. You can see that like a doc word is written here, and here you can see that the words are written on the graph. Otherwise, I will put it somewhere else. Okay. So like it is starting point is 0, 0. So that's why it is starting like this. But if you're continuously drawing, then you can see that like there is a like all the drawings will be starting from this 0 and then you can be continued. Okay. For example, I want to have some kind of a rectangle, triangle. Okay. So I want to have some triangle. So I will draw 0, comma 0, and the line from there, and then I want to have like 3 comma 0, and then I want to draw some triangle for that, like if I'm drawing. Here you can see that lines being drawn, and if you want to complete it, then again you have to write like a the 0 0. Okay, so that the complete line will be coming. Sorry, complete triangle will be completed. So okay, so triangle, you can see that the triangle will be completed like this. Otherwise, what you can use it, you can use this like a word called cycle. Okay. Then also it will be automatically completed. Okay, so for drawing any closed figure, then you can use some cycle so that your edges will be sharp, which I will not be showing it here. This is how basic commands we can use it. Okay, so now let us start drawing our pictures. Okay, so initially like it was okay. Okay. Like I can tell you, like I have copy pasted some of the pictures over, like some of the comments over here because I don't want to waste the time. But you can see that I have written whatever the things, like after end document, it is not being displayed. Okay. So before, like within the begin document and end document only, we can see that whatever the text or the commands we are writing, it is going to be executed. But after the command, if you are writing, it is not being executed. So it is helpful also, like you can, like as I have shown you, like I want to hide it for some presentations. After that, if I want to include it, then I can include it. Okay, so now let me copy paste it. This is a picture for my first circuit diagram. Okay, to include the line actually. Line numbers, I will try to include it. 35. Okay, so here I'm having some kind of like word called snake. So I need to use some package for that. Let me use the package now and let me explain you later. Like I need to use package snake. Not use package, actually, as I told you, like for the ticks I cannot use package, I have to use libraries. Okay, so not the package, because this package, it only the ticks package is being used, and within the package I need to install some libraries. Okay, so I'm using use ticks library. Ticks library. Okay, so entire diagram is being pasted here. So before that, like let me explain you each and everything. Like here you can see that it is like You can see that there is a circle. Circles means I'm having some points over here. This is considered at 0, 0, and you can see that different different points I have marked it. Okay, so this is from 0, 0, and this is for 0 or -2. 0, -2 means y-axis, right? 0, -2, and 0, -4, and 10 up to 10. It is 10, 0, 5, 0. There is some points over here. So these points are being marked as a circles. Okay, and the lines between these two things I have drawn it like a dashes. Okay, so what we will do is we will cut sort this one and we will paste it again. I will draw all the circles here. You can see that I have only the circles here. Circles means nothing but your dots. Okay, dots, and these are 2 points. That's why it is very small. And this circle actually it is having 15 point. Okay, so around 1 centimeter is nothing but 16 points. Okay, so 1 centimeter means 16 points. That's why my circle is bigger in some point, and other points it is smaller. Okay, and here actually. So this is for dots, okay, and this for dots I have used fill draw, and circles I have used, and if I need to have only the dashes, then I can use some dashes here. Dashes here, okay. So few dashes I have filled it. Dashes means like a line joining. Okay, so line joining from 0, 0 to 20, and from 30 to 50. So the centimeter approximately is 1 centimeter. That's why it has been left. The 1 centimeter, 2 to 3. Actually, for 2 to 3, I have some circle here, right? 2 to 3, I am having some circle of 15 point. 15 point means 2.5. It is my center point. From the center point, I will be drawing. Okay, so from the center point I will be drawing. It is approximately 1 centimeter diameter. Okay, so with the circle it is 1 centimeter means 0.5 as a radius. So if I'm adding here, it is a 0.5, it is 3. Okay, so from 3 onwards I have to draw the this side line, and from here it is 2.5. From 2.5, so 2, from 2 I need to draw a circle. Okay, so these calculations actually you have to make it priorly. Then only you can do it. Okay, so you have to adjust like how many points to like which coordinate to which coordinate it will come. Those kind of things you need to, and you need to know it beforehand. Okay, before drawing any drawings. So let me skip these things. So I have drawn some circles, and I have drawn some points, and I have drawn some lines also. So now let me draw some zigzag lines. Okay, so the zigzag lines or some kind of a variation in the lines. It will be done using options. Okay, so for line actually I have to use only draw. Okay, so if I'm mentioning draw initial point, final point only, then lines will be drawn. But if I want to have some variation in the lines, then I have to use some options. Okay, so those options will be given in the snake. Okay, so for example, I'm having some snake here. So let me copy paste it, and then okay. So the snakes, I actually let me remove all these things. And I'm mentioning only the point, initial point, as well as the final point, and those are joined by the this line, solid line. But the solid line, how it should be, it will be like a zigzag. Okay, so I'm using some option called zigzag. So you can see that there is a zigzag lines from the starting point of 0, 2 to -2 to 2.5 to -2. Okay, so this is 0, 0, and this is -2, -4. Okay, and here you can see the positive number of your coordinates. Okay, so you can see that zigzag line is being drawn here. And if I need to vary the segment length means I want to have some elaborate point, like elaborate like a peak of that one, then I need to use some segment length. So segment length, you can see that there is a variation in my uh, um, amplitude or the peak of my pictures. Okay, so you can see that there is a variation in the peak. Okay, and if I need to have a segment length, if I want to increase it, okay, then I have to use a segment length point. Okay, so I can use a segment length here. Segment length means it will have some wider version of your snake. It is being expanded here, or it is being contracted because like this length is being increased. Okay, and suppose if I want to, here you can see that there is no line starting from this zigzag line, but I need to have some zigzag line starting with the line before and after. Okay, so for that what I will be doing is I will be writing some command like line before and after. Okay, so instead of around I will write. Okay, so if I'm writing around, you can see that from both the ends, there will be lines. Okay, the line after that you will be having a zigzag line. Okay, and if I'm using only before or after, then you will be having accordingly you will be having your line after or before your snake. Okay, so you can see here there is line only after the snaked line. Okay, so, so these are some of the options. And here, like instead of zigzag, I can have a coil. I can have a coil. Coil means like a inductor kind of thing it will be having. You can see that there is kind of a coil. Okay, coiling is coming out. Otherwise, I can have some brace. Brace also I can have. Okay, so you can see that the length of the brace or the amplitude, I can increase it. For example, if I'm increasing my amplitude to 7, it is being increased. Okay, so like this, I can have some different types of lines. I can draw it. Okay, so yes, and what are the other things we have? Okay, other than that, we have a node. Node, I have already told you, like if I want to write something, I have to mention the starting point of that particular line, and then only I can mention like where I have to write my words. Okay, so the slash draw starting point, the command of node, and then you have to write your text over there. Okay, so I have used some text here. So let me copy paste it again. Okay. So, for example, like the VM1, actually here I have written V, right? So the V, I have writing some node V. Okay. So where I want to make it like uh, emphasized, so I'm making it at red so that you can see that it is being highlighted. You can see that the color of this is being changed. Okay, so it is the V is placed at the point 2.0 comma 0 2.5 comma 0. Okay, and the text of this is word. Okay, V. Okay, so for example, I'm mentioning as voltage, then you can see that there is change in the voltage. Okay. Okay, so similar way you can see that there is a pictures like these pictures with the snake lines I can draw. Okay, and whereas in this one I can draw with the like these points, you can see that here it is drawn with horizontal line as well as the vertical line, and vertical line with the horizontal line, so that you can draw a perpendicular as well as the inline. Okay, inline with the perpendicular you can draw it. And if you want to draw some kind of a rounded text, this one actually we have drawn it like a triangle. Okay, and then we have rounded the corner. Here you can see that it is rounded corner is there. Okay, so let me remove it and paste it here. Actually, you can see that this has been changed to red, and this is like a with the help of rounded corner we have made it. Okay, so instead, if you there is no rounded corner, then it means that it is a like a straight corner. It will be there. Okay, so is to make it look like a sinusoidal, we have just done it. Okay, you can see that it is a triangular wave. Okay, so it is a triangular. It is creating because it is joining only those points. If you want to have some kind of a rounded thing, then you can mention the same. Okay. And for like if I want to mention a label above the pictures, then I can do again with the node, because node is the command for typing my different text. Okay, so I'm making some node here, and I'm mentioning the placement of the node, and then I have using some voltmeter one for writing for be appeared on the picture. Okay, but I want to have some other name, like a nickname, I want to have some nickname for my node. Okay, for that, what I will be using is I will be using within a round bracket. Okay, within a round bracket, I can use it, and then I can run it. Okay, so this is how it is being drawn. You can see that you have to make so many points, right? Like so many coordinate points we need to mention, and then only we can draw it. Okay, so in the next slide, you can see that like how it can be drawn without much effort. Okay, so let me erase all these things. Okay, now let me draw like the same points only, but instead of writing fill draw to everything, okay, so I'm using only simple draw. Okay, so each and every point I need to note it. After that only I can draw it. But if I want to make some kind of pictures like this, it is the same thing. Same picture will be displayed here. Okay, same picture is being displayed here, but what is the difference is each and every time I'm not writing draw or fill draw. Okay, so what I'm doing is like I'm making some once common fill draw and draw, and I'm making the semicolon only at the end. So that I have told you like the semicolon is necessary for making the course, because this is a course, so a semicolon is necessary. But within the semicolon, whatever the comments is given, it is being drawn here. Okay, so this is easy for me because I want to change the entire thing to red, so it is easy for me to give the commands over there. Okay, and also for example, like if I want to make some drawings, instead of making the drawing line, circle, line, pointing, lining, after that and drawing, what I can do is first I can mark the points. Okay, so sometimes it is difficult for me to draw it, so what I will do is like I will be removing copy cutter. Okay, so if I'm having like this alone, okay, so what means like it is will draw means only points. Okay, now I will mention a points like this, and then I can start drawing. Okay, so now I will like I have removed the points, and now I'm going to draw only the lines. Okay, so now I'm going to draw only the lines. I have drawn the points. Now I will be drawing only the lines. Okay, because once you made the points, then it is easy to connect all these things, right? So if it is 10 comma 0, then it is easy to make a line from there. Okay, so 10 comma 0, like it is easy for me to do it. So this is the advantage of doing here, like this. Okay, so what you can do is you can collectively do like first what you will be doing, you can draw some dots, and then you can draw some lines and leave space for this pictures, and then you can include the include it later. Okay, so here again, here you can see that the snake lines are being drawn. Since I'm writing for snake lines, one is zigzag, another is coil. Since there are two different options is there, I'm not combining this. Okay, otherwise I might have combined this, but since I'm not doing it, for example, if this is round corners, right? So both are 10 points, so I let me combine all these things. Okay, so I will remove these draw command from here, and I'm having a semicolon only at the end. Okay, so what You can see that there are two separate sinusoidal waves are being generated over there. Okay, here I am not using a line with these lines. If I'm not using the lines means like it means that it is drawing up to the line, okay, with the pen and then jumping from that point to this point. Okay, so it is jumping from 4.75 minus 4 to 1.2. Okay, so it is jumping from this point to this point because I'm not drawing any line. Okay, okay, so if I'm drawing any line here and then if I'm marking, then it will be shown as a straight line. Okay, so again I will use some red color so that it is easy for me to use it. You can see that how it is being drawn. Okay, so from the starting point to the ending point, it is like from 4.05 to minus 4 to 1 minus 1.5. It is having a loop. Okay, it is having a loop. Okay, it like I'm drawing it. But now if I'm cut sorting it, it means that I'm taking my pen out of that point and then again drawing. Okay, so you can see that it is being drawn like this. Okay, and this is all about your drawings of this one. And yeah. Again, now if I want to have, if I don't want this one, but I need to have only block diagrams. Block diagrams, I will be using some nodes only. Okay. So this node, I can use it. Node for writing letters over on the text picture. And if I want to have, because I don't need a special structure of that, only blocks I needed. Okay. So only with the command of node, I can draw it. Okay. So now I will copy paste it. You can see that there is no special commands are needed. Even rectangle is not necessary, but I have drawn it. But without a rectangle also it will draw because I am having an option of draw inside my node. Okay, so inside my node I'm writing draw because I'm not using draw, but you can use draw also. Okay, okay. So here also you can see it will show a default structure. If I'm because the rectangle is a default structure for a node. So if I want to have a block diagram, like I can have like this. And here, starting node, I have to write each and every blocks, the starting node as well as the node command and the any options if it is there. If I'm not using draw, okay, if I'm not using any draw, then you can see that it is empty. You can see that it is empty. Okay, so there is no bounded lines of this text. Okay, so to make a bounded line, I need to use a command of like a draw. Okay, this draw is for to make your point to be pointed at 2.5. Okay, so I need this draw because I need to mention like I'm moving my pen to 2.5. That's why I need this one. Like 2.5 I need to mention. After that I need some draw here because I need to draw some bounding box for the text. Okay, so this is we can do, and you can see that after this I can mention because this nodes are being nicknamed, right? Nickname has been given to this node VM. So for this one, for this node, I have given a nickname of VM. VM it is placed within within a rounded bracket. Okay, so within a rounded bracket, it is being given, and the same nickname can be used in the future. Okay, once you have given all these things, and in the future, if you want to use it, you can use only the nicknames. Okay, with the nicknames, it is easy for me to draw. Okay, so only this it becomes simple. Okay, so later if I want to join some other things, then I can do it. So here actually you can see that lines are the line, you can see that it is being joined with its default settings. If we need to make it a draw, for example, the resistor to AC. So here resistor to AC. Here resistor to AC is there. So I'm making it to draw a perpendicular line and then I want to draw it as a straight line. Okay, so there is a slanting line here. But I want to draw it like a perpendicular line and then you can see that it perpendicular line and then you want to draw it a horizontal line. Actually, it is. I was expecting like this. Okay, so instead of this one, I will draw like AC1 dot left. Okay, so east or west, I can mention it so that it will move its anchor. Okay, so instead of this, east of my block is being anchored, instead of east, I'm making it as a actually in the west. Okay, so you can see that there is a change in the anchoring position of the node. Okay, so by using some point, east, west, north, south, you can do it. And also you can do it northeast, something like that also. Okay, so this is the block diagram you can create, okay, with the nodes and other things. Now, if you want to have some with the matrix also, you can create it. For example, like let me have this matrix. Okay, so matrix means like the mathematical matrix, similar to the mathematical matrix, I can do it. First, let me run it. For mathematical matrix, I need to use again the library slash use tips. Matrix, with the matrix, actually how many lines, like for example, here I'm considering this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so seven columns I'm considering it, so I need to write some seven columns like this. Actually, this is similar to max mathematics, actually, which I will be discussing in the next class. Okay, similar to that, we can draw it here with the matrix. I can first fix it. After that, I can include my other things. Okay, so like I can do with the drawings of notes, other things. Okay, so here. Okay, similar type of drawings I can use it. Okay, so the matrix, with the matrix I can place the dots. Okay, within that itself I can mention the nickname as well as the name of that one. Okay, so the V1 it is a name, and within a bracket and pipe, actually it is a nickname. The nickname can be later be used. Okay, so since for using some kind of arrows, I'm using some command of stealth. Okay, so I'm using some kind of a stealth. And for bending the, if I'm writing only these lines, then it becomes a straight line. Okay, but if I want to have some bendings, then I have to use a library, two paths. Okay, some two paths library I need to use, and also bend left, bend right, I can use it. Okay, so this is all bend left. Bend left means it is outer bending will be there. If it is bend right, then it is inner bending will be there. And if I'm not want to write it in the middle of this one, then I have to write midway. Okay, if I want to write it at the end, then I can mention it at the end of which node I need to write it. Okay, so end of R1, end of R2, like that I can write it. Since I have not mentioned it here, like let us skip this. And now if I want to draw some tree diagrams, I have to uh, um, use a child node. Okay, so with the help of a child node, I can draw it. Actually, with the help of a child node, I am trying to draw it. And also like I want to scale this, because if I'm making it a one scale, actually it is going beyond my paper. Okay, so if I'm making it one, it is going beyond my paper. So as I want to reduce the size of this one, like I'm just, because it is going out of my paper, that's why I'm using some scale box. And within the scale box, I'm using all my commands of text pictures, as well as other commands I can use it. Okay, so now I'm trying to draw with 7 5. Okay, so for this, like this will be considered as a parent node, and for different nodes I have to mention a child. Okay, so it is a nested child, so I have to use a nested child here. So with the node plant, okay, the node plant and the nested child, the nested things will be written as child. Okay, for each and every child I will be having a like a command of like this, like a child and the node means you have to write some words, right? So I'm not going to write some words here, and you have to end up with a bracket. Okay, so you have to end with a bracket, and then you can write it. Okay, so if I'm mentioning a plan node, then again one more node is being created here, one child is being created here. Okay, so the location of the child can be varied by varying your like you can vary your location of your child by placing it in anywhere between this. Okay, and also like if you want to have some insert, then you have to, within this nested loop, again you have to put a child here, like a child, no, and again a bracket, node, and two. Within a child, we are creating another one child is there. Okay, so if it doesn't need any child, then what you can do is either you can make it empty, but you can see that there is a empty files is there. So for that, what you can do is like you can just remove this, and you can mention like you can mention like there is a draw equal to 0, and draw is equal to none, and fill is equal to none. And these are options, so I'm putting in a square bracket. Okay, then you can see that my extra level of nodes is being removed. Okay, and also you can see that like if I want to have some specialized characteristics for particular levels, I can use some ticks style which can be used at the beginning of my any of my commands, ticks commands. And with the ticks style, actually I can include what are the commands I need, whatever commands I needed, I can use it. For example, the level one, I have to use the sibling distance of 8 centimeter. So my sibling distance between this is 8 centimeter, and this is a6, and this is 4, and this is 2. Okay, and the style of the text, as well as the text with everything, I can change it by using this fixed style. Okay, otherwise I can use within the child also, because I'm having some options here. I can use within this child also. But if I want to have a overall, in the overall level, then I have to use this fixed style, which has to be used before node. So this is how the TIX software is being used. I have not discussed about the animation. So the animations, if possible, then I will try to describe in the next class. Okay. So let me complete with this today's presentation. So Beamer, like our documentation, Beamer, as well as the TIX presentations has been shown. And in the next class, what I will do, like instead of running, because it is taking a lot of time for me to run and show you, like now you have become familiarized with running and checking of errors, how to go rid of these errors. We have seen it. Okay. So next class, what I will do, I will do only with the presentation. If needed, then I will use some kind of a demo at the time. Okay. So otherwise, I think you can run it by yourself. I will just give the commands, and what the output we can see it. I will put it in a presentation mode, and then I will show it. Okay. And if you're having any doubt, please let me know.
Dear participants, if you have any doubts, kindly ask or text it in the chat box.
I'm a bit little faster because like time is less, and but I will be providing you the comments. You can try by yourself on your online. Okay. And
Okay.
yeah.